Okay, so can you tell us what your name is and how old you are?
I'm 57 and my name is Lara.
And your name is Lara.
Yeah.
And you said you are originally from Cape Town, right?
I was actually born in Joburg, but I came to Cape Town when I was about 6 months old.
Okay.
The Cape Townians will tell you, like, I'm from Johannesburg, I'm a Joburger, but
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in Cape Town my whole life. It's just a Cape Town thing. Yeah.
Okay, but I think there's like a 10-year rule, right?
Yes,
that says that
something.
so maybe you're there, right?
Yes, I
Okay.
think I am there.
And tell me about your upbringing. Where did you grow up here in Cape Town?
I grew up in Cape Town.
Okay.
I grew up in Ranizit. We had a sort of a masonette there. It was right on the mountain. You basically opened your back door and you were on the mountain.
Yes.
And I went to St. Cyprian's School, which is a beautiful private school.
Yeah.
And then we moved to a place called Edgemead, which is on the other side of town, northern suburbs. Watersburg, Edgemead, Monte Vista, that side. And we used to travel on the N1 and we used to carry on with our school in town. And then we moved to Rondebosch and we had a house near the Rondebosch Common, and I moved to Rustenburg High School. And from there I went to UCT.
Okay.
And yeah, that's where I spent most of my life. I traveled a bit overseas.
Okay.
I was a nanny and that kind of thing, did
Okay.
the whole overseas experience number,
Wow.
blah, blah, blah.
And did you graduate from UCT?
I did. I got a honors degree in political science. Yeah.
Okay. And what was your childhood like?
It was fantastic. It was in the 70s. It was like, we grew up in town, went to parks, and everything was, it was great. Walked up and down the avenue with my granny, hit the squirrels and things like that.
Okay. Any traumas or any important events or relationships, that kind of thing?
No, I had a father addicted to golf, which was like probably the most traumatizing.
I did as well, so I get you.
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
But yeah, otherwise it was okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So
And then-
the wind is my eyes.
Sorry, man. We're almost done. So
Okay, no problem.
So then you said, so you finished your degree and you were overseas, and then you came back South Africa. What happened after that?
Then I met someone and we had 2 kids. And I bought a house in Ops. I was actually teaching at UCT as well.
Okay.
And while I was teaching, I bought the house.
In Ops, yeah.
In Ops, yeah.
Okay.
And what happened to that? Like, I mean, I grew up, my kids here. We used to come to the spa over here. I used to park over here. And I found myself, on the other end of the spectrum, completely different. Now I'm sitting begging outside the spa. So life is just so, you just do not know what's going to happen. Basically, what happened to me is Corona. And,
Yes. Tell us about that.
I was working in the educational field with the WCD, and I was implementing an online educational program. And we'd go around to all the township schools, and we would induct them into how to do our program and how teach them benefits of online education as opposed to being. It was almost pre-corona. It was the year just before Corona, before we actually really needed that. So it was kind of ironic as well. But what also happened is because of the schools and the contract went out and the whole education system kind of messed up, I lost my job there. And from that, I actually struggled to I had a car crash. Someone crashed into my car, wiped that out, and it was just domino until I found myself without a house. I had to sell it, and rented a house for 2 years, and ran out of money basically, and ended up with here I am. So in my old neighborhood,
And what happened to your children?
My kids, they're Jacob and Oliver. One is 25 and one is 21, and they're both living around here, but they can't stay with me obviously because I've got no way to support them. So the one is staying with the dad, and the other one is staying with his girlfriend. So
Also in Observatory.
Also in Obs, yeah. So that's a lucky thing for me, is I can still keep contact with my 2 sons. I see them now and again, and they help me out with the ones working with a brewery. So he helps us with like fries sometimes, and the other one's also working for a plumber or something like that.
And
so
they can't
no, they're
give you
staying with other
accommodation.
people. That's the other thing, and I can't. I mean, losing my house kind of messed everything up for everybody. So I mean, that was their family home as well. They grew up when they were babies there, basically.
Yes.
They were born pretty much in the house. So I can't impose on them at all. And I'm just very fortunate that they accept this is what happened, and they're at least protected, and they at least got somewhere safe to stay, and they've got people who are looking after and helping them. So they're helping out when they can, and I'm just glad that a lot of people lose their kids completely, lose contact, everything. So I'm glad over the last few years that we've become closer than we were. So
And there's no family members that can help you?
No, there isn't. I've got a brother in Johannesburg, but we don't speak at all. I mean, he was part of my whole story as to why I lost my house and all that kind of stuff.
What happened there?
Yeah, he got involved as well, and basically kind of was involved in me losing my job and causing me to almost do that. So there's a lot of family stress as well. And we don't actually speak. We're not on speaking terms.
Oh, okay, so there was a bit of conflict there.
Huge conflict, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, the wind. I'm actually crying over this.
Yes.
I'm crying enough over this.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks. Yeah, that's what happened, and for me it's ironic. I'm walking around my neighborhood. I used to take my kids to the library, and I go and sit there to get out the window and read books.
Yes.
Come to the spa. The spa manager knows me. He bought me a pie the other day. It was so sweet of him.
Yeah.
And some of the community is really, really supportive and really, really understanding, and they helped me out with food. Someone gave me some donuts just now. And they gave me some money. So.
Yeah. And what's it like staying outside? Because it's like so windy tonight,
terrible.
for instance.
Yeah, I will say the one thing is, and we have to be up really early. I've been kicked around by Oxford, I've been kicked around by Prasa, I used to stay at Rainbow House, which is on the corner there.
Yes, Rainbow House.
So I was there for a year.
Okay.
Then we all got kicked out. Then we were under the bridge. Then we got kicked up on the bridge. So literally for this past year, I can't even count how many places I've slept in. I slept in a bakkie underneath the bakkie over there when it was raining so much.
Yeah.
So finding somewhere secure to sleep, to keep your stuff, to make sure you've got something to eat, all those kind of things. It's just hard. It's hard.
I actually had an interview with a lot of the people. I think it was Celine and Kevin.
Celine, yes,
so
and Kevin. I know Kevin.
Been kicked out of Rainbow
Everyone's
House.
been kicked out. Owners actually come back now.
Yeah, I think they couldn't afford to keep the place going.
I don't actually know what was going on there.
Okay.
It also was Corona, was also the problem there where it was a backpackers.
Yes.
And then obviously nobody was traveling. So they went, and then they got involved with a whole lot of other people.
Okay.
And someone called Carlos Mesquite, and it all got very, very
what happened
involved.
With
and I was not there when he was around. I was involved. I came afterwards.
Okay.
So basically, they were under eviction notice even when I got there.
Okay.
And then eventually we were evicted in April. Okay. And then the winter rains hit and we were staying under the bridge. Okay. And then we were kicked out from there. Then they fenced the whole bridge off. So we've been scattered around. Some have gone to the river. But it's hard. It's really, really hardcore. And the wind and you're battling everything. You're battling like not having money, having not clothes. I go shower at the soup kitchen because they've got this mobile shower thing there.
Nina Manzi, right?
Exactly.
Yes,
and that's
in
great.
Okay.
It really is great.
Do you go weekly to go shower there?
I go every morning to JP because we get breakfast at the same time. So
where's JP?
He's in Shelley Road in
also Shelley Road.
Solutions. So the shower thing is actually there.
Okay.
So we shower straight afterwards.
So people don't actually know how that works because I know they've got a whole program going there where there's food and then there's shower and there's toilets and are they open from I think Monday to Fridays or something?
So, JP opens from 9 o'clock in the morning. He's open at 9 and he'll give you a bowl of oats and a coffee or a tea.
Okay.
And then you can go outside and you can put your name down as Nina Manzi and you can register and you can have a shower, hot shower.
Yes.
They'll give you towels, they give you soap.
Yes.
And all of that kind of thing. And then you can come back at 12 o'clock and JP has lunch for you as well. And on Thursday he does a special lunch. It's called God's Meal, which is he provides he cooks a lunch himself and then he gives you a treat. Like he'll give you gas cool drink and he'll give you little chips or something like that.
Yeah. And that's Youth Solutions in Shelley Street.
Yeah, and they've got a shelter as well for I think abused women or something like that.
Yeah.
So and he does Christmas lunch. He did an amazing Women's Day thing event last year, which is really nice. So there's a lot of community, a lot of social communities involved and things like that. Yeah.
Okay, so there is support then in this area for the people
you can count on JP like Monday to Friday for lunch and breakfast, and that really, really helps. When you know that you're going to get it. I mean, it's a far walk. It guarantees a far walk to the other side of Observatory. But at the end of the day, it's like that at least in the morning, you can have that bowl of porridge that's going to get you through lunchtime or something like that.
Yes. Yeah. And what are those showers like then?
They work fine. Yeah, I mean, it's really good to be really clean. The only thing is, obviously you put on dirty clothes afterwards, but just to have that freshness and that amazing feeling of the water.
Okay.
You don't know what it's like how cleansing and how relaxing almost like it is to be in the shower, have water just rushing over your body. Sometimes I can just stand there like, I don't want to get out of this place. I just want the water all over me.
I know we've spoken to other people who have said it felt like they were there for an hour, but I know they only get.
And then you get the knock on the door, and it's like 15 minutes. You think, but hang on, I've just almost taken my clothes off. So they're great.
So it would actually be good if they could wash the clothing as well. But I know there's a lot going on.
They were supposed to.
Oh, they were. Okay.
They were going to have a whole program almost like U-turn with washing machines and that.
Yeah.
The problem also is what people don't understand is water, and it costs so much money.
That's what they told me.
Yeah,
I met up with those people on Friday or Thursday, and we wanted want to try and collaborate. So
get some kind of like support group going for the water.
Yes.
I said to them,
expensive.
get hold of the city, and because it's an NPO,
Yes.
if Youth Solutions is already registered as an NPO, maybe they can give like a massive discount because I mean the city's
and
supposed
hot
to be
water,
exactly
gotta heat it,
electricity,
and then clean
So I
people's
think the city
clothing.
can really come in on this one and help
Definitely.
out, especially just with the water story there.
And what have the residents of Observatory been like?
Some of them are amazing.
Okay.
And some of them don't want to know you at all. But you're always going to get that. I mean, that's just life. That's just how people are. So I can say all in all, I mean, generally I've been very supported. People, if I ask someone for something, they're generally going to help me. They've given me clothes. The library was really good on Mandela Day. They gave us coffee and things, and they gave us clothes. I got these shoes from them.
Nice shoes,
right?
So
so the community is supportive.
Okay.
We've got oats and that on the green on Saturday and Sunday mornings, which Obs Can runs from Armchair.
Okay.
So it's quite small.
And there's also like a pasta kitchen.
Yes, pasta kitchen on Wednesdays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the worst problem is getting the street people confused with the gangsters. That's the biggest problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
the gangsters are terrible.
Okay.
And I'm going on camera saying this, don't kill me, please, gangsters. But they kind of invade and they bring all the drugs and stuff in with them.
Yeah.
And
but most people we talk to a lot of people and they say the same thing, that there is a criminal element.
Yes, it is. And it weaves its way through the street people and it finds it'll attach themselves to them and actually we've got nothing really to do with them at all. There's a lot of people just keep completely separate from them. I mean, Rainbow House, I was in the midst of everything. I know all of them, but I kept myself completely to myself as well. So
was there criminal element at Rainbow House as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is Carlos Mosquito's involvement with Rainbow House?
I don't really know. I hear a lot of rumor and conjecture about what he did, but he set up some kind of program that was going to involve addicts being in the house, and they were going to do some kind of new therapy. So it's kind of like mind therapy where you have a time to do your drug or whatever it is. And I mean, that's just a crazy kind of suggestion. So they got them all stuck into the house and they provided them with food and money and things like that. But it fell apart really, really quickly.
Okay.
And then he pulled out, and I think the sponsorship money or whatever, he ran away with the money as far as I understand. Okay. So there's always money involved somewhere. So,
yes, because we talk to a lot of homeless people and they're saying that within the shelters there's so much things getting stolen, corruption, so it seems like people, because the thing is, people in the public, we don't know what to do. Their hands are chopped off. We don't know. People should donate to shelters. Should they donate to the actual homeless person? And then you're told to donate to the shelters or wherever, and then that money is now also there's corruption there. So then we don't know what is your suggestion.
Donations, clothes. I've heard consistent stories from all the people that I've spoken to about how donations of food, all the best of the food, the steaks and stuff from Woolworths and that, it will be skimmed off and given to the managing system.
Yes.
You can get truckloads of clothes that don't sell over winter. Tourists might donate that to you.
Yes.
Disappears. No one gets that stuff. No. So I don't, I haven't been in a shelter, so I can't speak directly to that.
Why haven't you been to a shelter?
I've only been here 2 years. I don't get SASSA, so I don't have the 1,200 rand.
Are you too young for SASSA?
I'm 57, so I've got another 3 years to go.
Yeah.
I'll get a pension when I'm 60.
Okay.
So the other option is Safe Space, which was completely full all the way through winter, and believe me, I tried. I went to social development about 4 times. I went to the head of ops to social development.
Did you go to the ward councillor? Yeah,
we went to the ward council, we went everywhere. I mean, I got a letter. But because of all the people in town that were under eviction notice, the city had to accommodate those people first.
Yes.
And the outlying areas would be...
Yes, okay.
So now it's summer, and if I wanted to, I did find out. I'm torn between it. A bed at night is great with covering or something, but then I'm stuck in town. I don't see my sons. I've got to check back here to see my sons. I don't know anybody in town. This was my community for years and years. I see familiar faces. So shelters is all very well, but you also got to think of the social environment that the person is coming from and what's good for them. To take me there and drop me in town where I know no one, it's full of crime, full of street people still, or leave me here where I'm actually struggling just a bit about the elements and things. So for the moment, I found a safe space to sleep under by the hearing impaired. The rain seems to have stopped. I've got my sons, and I'm going to stick it out and see what happens.
So that's in Station Road. You're saying in front of the hearing impaired. So you're saying you can't stay there during the day.
No, we have to pack up.
Okay, and the security kind of the ops ID, whatever
Which
tells
is only
you to
fair
leave.
because it's messy. You got people lying around. It's not
and
nice
it is
for
a
everybody
business
to
or whatever,
see.
so they want people. Okay, and then at nighttime you can, because I see a lot of people staying there at nighttime.
There was quite a compact number where it just lined up and everything was nice and neat and everything. And suddenly, because everyone has now been chased away from down by the railway line where they had their parties all night long. Now they come and do it there. So it's kind of like just, but I spoke to Upset this morning and complained about it because they play loud music. I'm sure the flats opposite can hear, and it was a very quiet corner where nobody disturbed anybody, and everybody just knew pack up and go, come back in the evenings. And now we've got this problem where they attach, as I said, they attach and kind of work their way in. So the opposite guy said he's going to come around and see later on. So hopefully they'll be chased off.
And have Ops ID been helpful?
I mean, they've got a job to do as well, but they're very friendly to us, and no one's really done anything bad to me. I mean, they move us on when they have to. We just got to understand that's their job.
And you feel like it's fair?
It is fair, yeah. Okay. I mean, they're fairly tolerant,
And how can people help you specifically? Where could they find you, number one? Do you have a cell phone? Do you have an email address?
I don't have
do you have an email? Do you have anything?
I'm always on the street somewhere around between ops. I used to bake up on the main road, so I'm always around here somewhere. I need clothing. I was also a digital artist. I've done a lot of things in my life. So any like reading books. I go to the library and they've got National Geographics for £2.
So I saw you reading them now.
Something to occupy. I even I used to draw a lot. Drawing stuff and things like that. It takes time as well. So anything like that, and people are quite desperate for clothing because everything gets so dirty you can't wash it. You literally have to basically throw it away. The street is very dirty. It's really dirty. It's one thing I will say. You can wash your hands, an hour later you think, what the hell have I been doing with my hands now? And it's really just the grime that you're picking up on the street.
So we're saying, a lot of people who speak to are talking about hygiene being the biggest issue, that they can't keep clean,
Yes, exactly.
And there's no water, there's nowhere to go, there's nothing, there's no bathrooms. Where do you go to the bathroom?
There's either the Dignity Box there, which is atrocious. I mean, if you just take a video and show your things, what we have to actually eat.
What's a Dignity Box?
If you go on the other side of the railway line, just walk down, there's two kind of wooden structures
like Portaloos.
Like a long drop, basically, with a septic tank underneath.
Yes.
It's called the Dignity Box Project.
Okay.
Oh, but it's quite awful. And then during the day, I use the Station Road one.
Yes.
Or if I walk to Mowbray, they've got quite a lot of bathrooms and that. They've started also opening up a public toilet by JP, which is in Saltover.
Yes.
So that's where I would, otherwise sometimes you're just so desperate because you can't run between there and you might be up top there. So sometimes I have to pee in the street.
Yes.
Sad to say, and it's disgusting.
And
I hate myself for it. But otherwise I've got to pee my pants and then I've got to walk home. This is like real life on the street. Sorry, people. But this is what the issues that you've got to deal with. That you're not within like a minute of a toilet.
Yes.
You may be within like 5, 10, 15 minutes of a toilet. So.
Okay, so you're saying if people, you don't have a cell phone, you don't have a bank account, you don't have a... You don't have an email, nothing. So people would have to find you.
I'm like stateless, nameless, rootless. Like I'm a street person. I'm around and about. My name's Lara, and I'm always around Observatory from the whole day basically.
So they can find you here around Station Road. You sleep here at the hearing impaired, and they can find you here, and then they can donate. They can give you food or clothing or
even just money. Because the one thing people don't really understand also is toiletries. I mean, we just need to get toiletries. I'm saying socks. Everything that people they've got. It's like we have to. You keep the same pair of socks on because you just don't have another pair. Now, it's something that people don't really think about.
Small things like that.
Small things like that. Yeah.
And like deodorant and toothpaste, toothbrush, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
What else?
All kinds of things like that. Anything, honestly, anything. Money, anything, clothing, shoes, socks, a backpack. Actually, the thing I would really, really like is a backpack because I've got a Woolworths bag which is pretty much broken.
I like your scarf, by the way.
Thank you.
It's a nice color, nice and warm as well.
Yeah, it is actually incredibly warm. I put it on my legs. It's actually unbelievably warm for what it is.
Okay, so people can find you here and then they can donate goods or money. Okay, and what is it like being on the street for a woman?
It's difficult, much, much more difficult. Even something, apart from the safety issues, which is obvious, I would love to be doing something. It's my biggest thing is boredom. It's insane. I've got a very active, hyperactive brain, and to not do something for me it makes me crazy. Even just getting like the fruit and veg guy will employ some of the men to sweep and to carry the poles and all. I'm a woman, but I can certainly sweep and do all that, but they won't give you a job because you're a woman. And then the men will also be like, why is she doing it? So a lot of the little odd jobs and things, the sweeping jobs and all that, it will go to a man. And obviously, yeah, I mean, safety is a big factor. Being a woman will often attach herself to a man as well, working in too is much safety,
yeah.
exactly. And
but you don't have any of those?
No, I don't want to attach just for that.
How do you keep yourself safe then?
People know me and I'm quite upfront, and they know, like, don't mess with me. I'm not going to mess with you as well, as long as you also keep your own personal boundaries as well. Like, I'm not going to go into someone's face and cause problems with you, and they know that. But it's me, and I'm good with everybody. I'm friends with everybody. I don't take sides between people as much as possible. I'm not going to flick them in public unless they really start with me. So yeah, just being aware and being nice and kind to people, it actually makes a big difference. If you can just keep your side completely clean.
So if people also had like a job, what kind of job could they,
I can do anything. I can cook, I can bake, I can do digital art. I'm exceptionally good on computers. I can do education. I was working up at UCT as a teacher. I've worked as a creche and a grade art teacher. I've worked as an office manager. I've worked as a researcher. My passion is writing and reading and art. I love little kids. I love animals. So I'm an all-round kind of person with a lot of skills. It's just unfortunate the wheel of life changed.
And you're saying boredom, because I always ask the homeless people, what do you do the whole day, and it's actually hard to answer. So for you, I can imagine that it's just like there's nothing to occupy the mind. People want to like be busy. People want work to do. Yeah, gives them a purpose.
That's the thing I would love. I used to sweep the streets for the GSID in Mowbray. Okay. I used to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and we used to walk to Mowbray. I don't know if you know the bridge going down there, and there's like a little cleansing depot. That's where I used to work. Okay. I used to do 4 hours in the morning, but then I broke my thumb. And to sweep and hold that scoop with a broken thumb is quite chronic. Yeah. So I stopped doing that when someone else took my place, because there's quite a high turnover of people. So that I did that not this winter, last winter, and it took up those 4 hours or 5 hours that you're walking and getting to work, and it takes up a lot of time.
And do you have any dependencies? Like, are you like any addictions or anything like that? Or not
I smoke cigarettes. Yeah. So, but I don't do the tick story. I don't do the button story and all that kind of thing. So
I can imagine being quite susceptible to that on the street, right? Because it's such a hard life.
I've just got I'm never going to touch it. Yeah. I've had tick pipes worked on my face. I've had people with packets of tick in my hand. I mean, with the smoke all over me. It's just something that I inside myself know I'm not going to go there.
And what do those people, do they change when they smoke that stuff, or what happens then?
Yes, they do change. They go mental. They TikTok. So you'll see, if you see someone, TikToking, sweeping, and sweeping, or cleaning, or they'll take cell phones apart, any little electronic device.
It's a hyper.
In the brain, hyper, but a lot of it involves sweeping. It's amazing. I said, if you want to get someone to clean your house really well, just get them to smoke a tick pipe beforehand. They will have it done like in an hour, and it'll be spotless. The only problem is you've got to move them along, because otherwise they get stuck in one corner. So that's what
interesting, right? Yeah. Yeah, people don't know these kinds of stories because we're not involved in that scene.
No. Okay. And there's a big difference. You'll see when someone's, and if they sleep a lot, it's because they've been smoking button pipes to come down, and because it must send your brain kind of somewhere out into outer space at some point. Yeah.
Okay. Anything else you would like people to know about you and your life and your story and being homeless and
Just always keep a positive attitude. It's like I can get very down on the streets. It can be very lonely. It can be very depressing, but you've just got to keep on going. And every single day is a new day, basically. Yeah. So, I mean, life is life. I mean, I had a great life. I'm still living. I'm still alive. I thank God every morning. Like, I'm awake because see a beautiful mountain, sun going down. I've learned so much about birds because I've got so much time. Okay. So I watch the doves and the pigeons. So there's always something that you can take out of a really bad situation. So always keep positive and always just hope that some door's going to open, and be ready when the door does open to take that step through it. Have the courage to do that. Because a lot of people, I want my life to change, but do they really want their life to change? Are they really prepared to take a hard step first? A lot of people can't do that. Yeah. So,
What do you think is the greatest lesson you've learned from this experience?
I'm tougher than I think. Yeah.
So like survival and
survival instinct is probably the most dominant instinct in all of us. We are programmed, genetically programmed to survive here. To survive anywhere.
And then we actually quite
and to be resilient. I think it's more important to be we survival by instinct, but the point is to be resilient so that you can absorb those knocks and things that life gives you all the time. Yeah.
And if you could have changed anything in your life, what would you have changed? Done anything differently?
I would have fought harder to get my job back. Yeah.
When you lost it, was it the teaching job, right?
Yeah. It was implementing the digital program, but through a company called Idea, and it was a great program. And it was just a pity we were just getting there to get it going, and then so many sort of other forces from outside just collided and sort of it all fell apart. Yeah.
Okay. Because that might have changed the trajectory.
Corona as well. If Corona had it, who knows what would have happened? But I mean, who knows? I don't know what's going to be around the corner for me. So there might be something like really great up there. I don't know.
A lot of the people we speak to, COVID has changed people's lives.
Yes,
most of the people we're talking to are actually on the street because of COVID. People are not talking enough about the effect of that.
Yeah.
And a lot of people we talk to actually are getting off of the street because of these kinds of videos. So, people telling their stories is really impactful because people don't know these stories. People don't have the guts. People are too scared. People are, I don't know, too shy, whatever.
Too shy. I think it's shameful, but it's like, I did nothing wrong. Things just happened.
Exactly.
It's not like I was a gambler and I gambled my house away, which I've met people who've gambled like 3 million rand away. It was like unbelievable how much money they gambled.
Which is fair enough because there's trauma there, right?
They've done it. They made a choice, but I didn't make those choices. It just happened. I wasn't into big drugs and spent all my money on partying all the time.
Yeah.
That kind of choices I can understand. You're on the streets, okay.
Yeah.
But mine, it was just like a tidal wave, kind of swept me into a current, and here I am.
Yeah. Because most people are saying on the channel as well, like everyone is like one bad decision away from being on the street or one like paycheck away, like to being where you are. So like this is the thing. I think people don't want to look at it straight in the face because they're so scared it's gonna happen to them, so they'd rather avoid it. So
I see that a lot in the cars when I ask people for money. Is a very closed-off attitude that they don't even dare look out. It's like poverty is kind of catching, and you just can't go there.
If they don't look, then it won't happen to them. It doesn't exist, but like it exists. Let's live in reality.
And then I've got a lot. There'll be a poor car like pieced together with masking tape, packing, it's trundling along, and I will ask them for it, and they will give to me, and I'm like, my heart is like just goes out to these people who are so giving. And then you get the big Range Rover who's like, I don't see you. And I don't want to
they're terrified of it happening to them. It's interesting, right? Okay, anything else you would like people to know before we close off about your life?
Just thanks for having an interest. Industry people, like we exist, we're there, we're part of the community, we're citizens of this country. Just thanks for showing an interest in listening to my story and taking me seriously.
Okay. So thank you so much for talking to us, and all of the best. Welcome. And if you would like, we could have a follow-up some other time. Fabulous.
Thanks so much for getting in contact with me. Yeah, it's great talking to you.
You too.
Okay, thank you.